Welcome to our deep dive into AI, using all this material you sent over.
Sounds fun.
It really does, right? We'll be unpacking what artificial intelligence actually is, how it's already showing up everywhere,
Yeah.
and of course what it all means for the future of, well, us. It's a pretty big topic, so let's jump right in. And, believe it or not, we're going to start way back in ancient Greece.
Okay.
Did you know those folks were already thinking about, well, artificial beings like thousands of years ago?
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of wild how much those old myths foreshadow our anxieties today,
Absolutely.
Like, take Talos, this
Yep.
giant bronze automaton from Greek mythology.
I've heard of that, vaguely.
Well, so he was supposed to protect Crete, right?
Yeah.
And get this, he could even, hurl boulders at ships.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a precursor to robot takeover fears, huh?
Right, like that deep-seated fear of creating something that could, maybe eventually outsmart us or overpower us.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's fast forward a few thousand years to someone who really shaped how we think about AI now, Alan Turing.
Ah, Turing. Brilliant, absolute brilliant.
So most people know him for, cracking Nazi codes during World War II.
Right, right.
But his impact on, computer science, on how we even think about AI,
Huge.
massive.
So his Turing test, it's still a benchmark, even though it's debated.
Right.
But basically, it's about whether a machine can, act intelligently, indistinguishable from a human. So
Right.
imagine, a machine's having a conversation and you can't tell it's not a person. Well, Turing said that's thinking.
It sounds so simple, but it really kicked off decades of research and arguments. And of course, we can't forget Deep Blue, the IBM computer that, beat Gary Kasparov, the world chess champion, back in '97.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty big moment, huh? Showed that machines could actually, outthink us, at least in chess, right? A pretty complex game.
Deep Blue was a watershed, definitely. It showed us the difference between what we call narrow AI, good at one thing, like chess, and artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
AGI.
That's the dream, right? Like a machine that can think like a human, but, we're not there yet.
Not quite.
But we're getting closer.
So, to be clear for everyone listening,
Yeah.
narrow AI, that's your Google Translate, your Netflix recommendations, right? Super good at one specific thing.
Exactly.
And then there's, the Holy Grail, AGI,
Yeah.
full-on human intelligence in a machine.
Yeah, still more sci-fi than reality, for now at least.
For now, yeah. But underpinning it all are these powerful techniques like machine learning and deep learning.
Ah, yes, the workhorses.
Right. This is where computers learn from tons of data
Mountains of data.
to make, increasingly smarter decisions.
It's like, teaching a dog tricks, but with algorithms and data instead of treats.
I love that analogy.
So they learn to spot patterns, make predictions, whether it's like catching a credit card thief or writing a song.
So it's kind of already everywhere, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. More than people realize, probably.
Right, like facial recognition, unlocking your phone, shopping sites, recommending things you didn't even know you wanted.
Exactly.
Siri, Alexa, it's almost like, AI is the invisible hand guiding our digital lives.
It's a great point, AI working in the background.
Right.
But if we zoom out, it's transforming huge things like healthcare.
Okay.
So we're seeing AI diagnosing diseases from scans way earlier, way more accurately.
Wow.
Helping develop new treatments, even helping surgeons do complex operations.
AI surgeons, that's a little scary, no?
Well, think of it as a super precise assistant for now.
Okay, that's less scary.
But the potential is enormous.
So here's where things get really, really interesting, I think.
Okay.
We've got these two sides to the whole AI debate, right?
Yeah.
Some folks say machines are on track to, totally outstrip human intelligence. And others say, no way, there are things about human creativity, consciousness that are just, uniquely human.
It's a big debate.
So let's dig in. What are some of the arguments, for team machine superiority?
Well, I think the sheer speed and accuracy of AI is mind-blowing for certain tasks.
What?
Like Deep Blue beating Kasparov at chess. That showed us something.
Definitely.
And it's not just games, right? AI is being used in medical diagnostics now, analyzing scans, finding things human doctors might miss.
Really?
So for tasks that need pure logic, pure speed, precision, AI has the edge. No question.
Okay, but what about the argument that AI is, evolving so fast.
Exponential.
Right. We've seen these huge jumps in just the past few years.
Absolutely.
GPT-4, for example, it writes like a human, translates languages, answers questions like a walking encyclopedia.
Amazing stuff.
Then you've got AlphaFold, predicting the 3D structure of proteins. Huge for medicine, right? It's like unimaginable how fast AI is developing.
It really is.
And this brings up another fascinating point, doesn't it?
What's that?
Creativity.
Ah, yes.
We used to think that was a human thing exclusively.
Right.
But now you've got AI, like DALL-E 3, creating realistic images, even art, from just, well, text prompts.
It's blurring the lines, that's for sure.
Right. If AI can make art, write poetry, even compose music, does that mean it's actually being creative? It really makes you think.
It does.
Okay, let's flip the script.
Okay.
What are the arguments for human creativity, for consciousness being, like, special, unique?
Well, the Turing test, it was groundbreaking, but it doesn't necessarily mean understanding, right?
I see what you mean.
A machine can talk like us, but does it feel emotions? Is it conscious? Does it get all the little things about being human?
It's a good point.
A lot of people argue that's what makes us different and special.
I mean, think about the great minds, Shakespeare, Einstein, Mozart. And
exactly.
Their insights, their creativity, the way they expressed, human emotions. AI can't do that yet.
Not yet. There's this feel, this depth that AI just doesn't seem to have grasped yet.
I know what you mean.
Like, can a machine really appreciate a sunset, understand why a painting is moving, or, really get human relationships?
That's where our biology, our lived experiences come in, right?
Absolutely.
So this is a big question, right? Where's the line between really complex calculations and actual intelligence?
Right.
If we don't think a calculator is intelligent, when does something like ChatGPT cross that line? It's tricky.
Absolutely. And it's only going to get trickier as AI keeps evolving.
That's for sure. Okay, so we've talked about how amazing AI is getting.
Right.
But it's also raising a lot of, new problems too, right?
Absolutely.
Like the big one, jobs.
Yeah, everyone's worried about that.
As AI gets smarter, it can do more things humans used to do.
Exactly.
Like self-driving trucks, that's a classic example, right?
Oh, yeah.
What happens to all the truck drivers? It's a little scary.
It is a valid concern.
Right. Do they just, become obsolete?
Well, it's not that simple.
Okay.
Some experts say AI won't necessarily replace jobs altogether.
Yeah.
It might actually create new ones.
How so?
Well, think about it. Someone has to build these AI systems, maintain them.
Right.
And maybe as AI takes over some tasks, humans can focus on, more creative things that need, human skill.
Like things robots can't do.
Exactly. More complex stuff, interpersonal stuff, problem solving,
And so it's not like jobs disappear. They just, change.
It's a shift. Yeah, potentially.
But even then, people need to be retrained.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a huge challenge, making sure everyone has access to that retraining.
Right. We don't want, a two-tier society, some people benefiting from AI, others left behind.
Exactly. That's a recipe for trouble.
It's complicated, to say the least.
Oh, yeah, it's a big one, for sure.
And jobs are just, one piece of the puzzle.
Right. We've got ethics to think about, too.
Ethics? Like how?
Well, think about unintended consequences.
Unintended consequences.
So AI learns from data, right? But if that data reflects, biases we already have in society.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
AI can actually make those biases worse.
Can you give me, a real-world example?
Sure. Imagine an AI system helping with, hiring.
Okay.
If the data it learned from had, say, bias against women or minorities,
right,
the AI might unknowingly favor certain candidates.
Even if no one's, intentionally programming it that way.
Exactly. It's all about the data it learns from.
So we need to make sure that data is, really clean, unbiased.
Yes, exactly. And have diverse teams building these AI systems, double-checking for bias.
Right. AI should help make things fairer, not worse.
Absolutely.
It's a lot to think about.
It really is.
We're talking about, human values, ethics built into technology.
And it's not just hiring, right? Think about self-driving cars.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other can of worms.
They have to make split-second decisions.
Right. Life or death stuff.
Exactly. So how do we program a machine to, make ethical choices?
That's a tough one.
No easy answers there.
Yeah, I can see that.
We can try to give them rules, principles.
Okay.
But there will always be gray areas, situations no one predicted.
Right.
That's why we need to keep researching, keep talking about this.
It's like AI is making us face some really deep questions about ourselves.
Absolutely. Ethics, morality, what does it mean to be conscious?
Big stuff.
And as AI gets smarter, more independent, well, we need to figure out what values we want it to have.
Right, and make sure it's used for good.
Exactly. Not for harm.
Okay, so we've talked about the downsides,
Yeah.
but there's also this huge potential upside, right?
Oh, absolutely.
AI could help us solve some of the biggest problems we're facing.
Climate change, finding new energy sources, you name it.
It's pretty exciting to think about.
Healthcare, education, AI could personalize everything, make it more effective.
It sounds like a utopia,
Well, it could be if we do it right.
right? Responsible AI, that's the key, right?
Absolutely. AI is a powerful tool. We need to use it wisely for everyone's benefit.
So we have this incredible potential, these big concerns, and, well, we're just getting started, really.
It's an exciting time, a little scary, but exciting.
We need to keep these ethical questions in mind as we move forward.
Absolutely. That's crucial.
So we've covered a ton of ground here, ancient myths, job worries, ethical dilemmas, but what about the future? What's next for AI?
Well, yeah, it's moving so fast, it's hard to keep up, right?
Totally. We've got AI generating images from text prompts, writing code. It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie already.
It is kind of like that, yeah.
So what happens next? Robots walking among us,
Yeah.
like indistinguishable from humans.
I mean, that's possible, sure, but I think the really big changes might be things we don't even, see.
Okay, like what?
Imagine AI designing, a totally personalized education for every kid, or coming up with completely new energy sources to fight climate change.
Wow.
AI could change fields we haven't even thought of yet.
Now, that's a future I can get behind.
Yeah.
So what are the, big research areas pushing AI towards that future?
Well, one of the most exciting things is this idea of artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
We talked about that a bit before, right?
Yeah, basically, it's about building AI that has the same general abilities as humans.
Okay.
Like being able to learn anything, solve problems in creative ways, even understand, emotions.
That's huge. It's
Yeah.
kind of scary, too, now.
It would be a total game changer. Imagine how different everything would be.
Yeah, how we work, how we interact with the world, even how we think about ourselves,
That's
probably.
likely. It's a big goal, but some people think we'll get there.
So even if we don't get full-blown AGI anytime soon, there's still so much potential for AI to, make things better.
Oh, absolutely. Think about healthcare. AI is already helping diagnose diseases earlier, more accurately.
Right, we talked about that.
It can help develop new drugs, personalized treatment based on your specific genes, your lifestyle.
So it's not just one-size-fits-all medicine anymore.
Exactly. And in education, imagine each student getting a learning experience designed just for them.
That's amazing.
AI can figure out how each kid learns best, at what pace, and adjust everything to match.
And don't forget things like transportation, manufacturing.
Oh yeah, AI can make those systems way more efficient, safer, and, better for the environment.
It seems like the possibilities are, well, pretty much endless.
They really are. But as we've been saying, it's super important to be careful to develop AI responsibly.
Right, make sure it aligns with our values, that it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly.
So we've covered the amazing potential of AI, the real concerns, and the kind of unknown future that's out there.
It's a wild ride for sure.
One last thing to think about, we talked about the Turing test, whether machines can think, but, if we don't think a calculator is intelligent,
Yeah.
where do we draw that line? What makes something truly intelligent? Something to keep in mind as we, keep moving deeper into this age of AI.
It's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of artificial intelligence. It's been, mind-blowing, to say the least.
Absolutely. It's been a great discussion.